morning, everyone. First, tell me, when you were a kid, how do you like listening to or reading stories before going to bed? Very much, right? And now think again. When you grow up, do you still read stories the same way like you were a kid? Probably no. I believe the stories always bring more than just the fun. Because most of the authors wrote stories for some reasons, and those reasons are quite connected to our lives. Today, I'm gonna tell you a little story. Before we start, look at my t-shirt. What are these? Bears. That's right. Our story today is about a bear family and a little girl named Goldilocks. Long, long time ago, there was a large forest. From the entrance of the forest, there was a narrow but long stream. At the end of the stream, there was a small yellow house with a red bell hanging on the door, which would make the sound ding whenever there came the wind. Inside the house, a bear family has been living here for several years. A normal Sunday morning, the mommy bear cooked breakfast just as every day she does. Papa couldn't wait. He grabbed the spoon and put a spoon of porridge into his mouth. How does it taste, Papa? The little bear asked. Instead of answering, Papa spit out the porridge and cried out, "It is so hot." They decided to take a walk before the porridge got colder. Just 2 minutes after they left, the little girl walked to the front of the house. She has a beautiful name, Goldilocks, and has a very long golden hair, tied, tied up with a yellow rainbow on the top. She knocked at the door, but nobody answered. She was not afraid, so she walked into the house. When she saw the chairs beside the table, she laughed. "Oh, how cute! 3 different sizes of chairs." She sat in the big chair and stood up, said, "This chair is too big." And then she tried the medium-sized one and stood up again, said, "This one is big too." After she sat in the third chair, she said, "This is just right." And but suddenly the chair broke into pieces, and the little girl looked at the floor and looked at herself, said, "Oh, am I too big, or this chair is too small?" She glanced on the table and found the porridge. She tasted a spoon of porridge from the big bowl and said, "It is too hot to eat." Then she tried the medium one and also shook her head. "It's too cold to eat." After she tried the small one, she smiled. It is just right." Then she ate it all. After eating, she felt so sleepy. She walked into the bedroom and lay down in the big bed, then got up, said, "This one is too hard to sleep on." She came to Mommy Bear's bed and lay down, then got up again. "This one is too soft to sleep on." She touched the third bed with her hand, smiled, lay down, then nodded her head. This is just right." Then she fell asleep very quickly. Meanwhile, the bear family walked back from outside. As soon as came into the house, the papa bear noticed the change and shouted, "Someone has been eating my porridge." The mommy bear realized the same thing. "Someone has been eating my porridge too." The little bear found the pieces. The little bear looked at his bowl and said, "Someone has been eating my porridge and ate it all." Papa looked at his chair and said, "Someone has been sitting in my chair." And the mommy bear realized the same thing and said, "Someone has been sitting in my chair too." The little bear noticed the pieces on the floor and cried out, "Someone has been sitting in my chair and broke it into pieces." After they walked into the bedroom, they found more. "Someone has been sleeping in my bed," Papa Bear said. "Someone has been sleeping in my bed too." The mommy bear realized that. The baby bear hadn't even looked at his bed yet and said, "Oh, I believe that someone has been sleeping in my bed too." Then after that, he saw the yellow rainbow at the top of his bed. He took a deep breath and held it for 3 seconds before he shouted, "And there she is!" Goldilocks woke up by the shouting. and found their three bears staring at her. She also shouted, jumped off the bed, and rushed out of the house. She knew that she would never come back to the house again. Okay, our story ends up here. Now ask yourself again, what did we learn from this story? I think some of you might say, just like most of our parents told their children, it's not good to break into others' house or touch other things without permission, right? But I want you to notice one more thing. Remember, when Goldilocks tried everything, no matter the chairs, the porridge, or the beds, the first two are always not good. Only the third time is good. She was satisfied and say what? Ah, this is just right. I think it's happening to us all the time. During our lives, we tried and tried, but sometimes it's not always good in the beginning. We felt upset, disappointed, or hopeless. But remember, it is not good because it is not the end yet. So I want to remind yourself, don't give up trying. The good thing is on the way. I believe someday when you get there, you will understand and say the same thing that Goldilocks kept saying. Ah, this is just right. Thank you very much for your attention.